Oh, giant head again. Hey, I was feeling like some snow, but the snow blew my head up on the fun challenge today. So, or I can't remember which challenge. I think it was just my regular post. And so I didn't use it. And lo and behold, I picked the little crystally, snowy falling glitter and it blows my head up too. I gotta figure this out. I said I'd figure it out because I don't want my head to be giant and blow up. I'm gonna push some buttons and see what happens. Nope, that's not it. All right, we're gonna have a big head today. OPR. What the heck does OPR stand for? I just finished the Get Up and Go Challenge post for today about the O in our SOAP framework, right? O in our SOAP framework, and it stands for options and what you can do and possibilities, different options. And so, what else is possible was our question today. And I forgot to talk about OPR, and I wanted to talk about it because OPM, you might have heard of OPM, other people's money. We use other people's money to invest in real estate. We use OPE, other people's equity, to invest in real estate. And I learned about the concept, of course, of OPM um, in real estate. I was in real estate for a lot of years. And got to thinking about it today as we're talking about our physical well-being. And one, in some areas and aspects of our life, we can outsource parts of that. We can outsource things to be done. But when it comes to our health and our physical well-being, it really is not possible to make something OPR, which means other people's responsibility, right? We can't really pass the buck or expect somebody else to take care of us physically. You might hire a physical trainer, but it's not your physical trainer's responsibility to get you in shape. It's your responsibility to take the actions. It's like hiring a coach, that the coach or the personal trainer recommend. You're the one that has to do the repetitions. You're the one that has to lift the little 1 pound ball. This is like ridiculous. I think it's for like pain and you roll on it, but you're the one that has to do the reps. You're the one that has to eat right, make good food choices, get enough sleep, etc. So we can hire people to give us advice and teach us how to do something. But bottom line is it's up to us to actually do it. So often we think that we solve a problem just by buying a course or buying a coach or having a coach or something, when we get this instant rush in our brain, this instant chemical rush in our brain that says, oh, problem solved, even though all we've done is order a book or something. We haven't even gotten it. We haven't read it. We haven't put into action what we learned in that book, but we think the problem's gone because we bought a Band-Aid for it. We already bought a book or a course or a tape or a program or got a coach in a certain area, yet that's not even the tip of the iceberg. That's not even the beginning. That's maybe the first baby step, but you have to go through all the steps and actually put into practice the things that you've learned to make knowledge worth anything. Wisdom isn't, I guess wisdom to me is knowledge put into action that gives us experience, and wisdom comes from experience. Wisdom doesn't come from knowledge. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So that was our supersize your business, not supersize your business. That was Get Up and Go challenge today. It was about what are we going to do physically? What are the possible options and things we can do? But I remembered that I wanted to talk about personal responsibility because it's a tough subject for a lot of people. It's so much easier to make excuses or to blame or to actually own up to the fact that we have options. There's always something we can do. Even when we're backed into a corner by a pandemic or by any other thing that's going on around us, or our relationship, our business, our job, our situation, even when we're backed into that corner and we feel like there's nothing we can do, there is always something that we can do. Always, always, always. If you're struggling with that and you feel like you're just screwed and in a corner where you don't know what to do, please reach out and ask me, and we'll work through and figure out what is something that you can do. What is a next step you can take and then will take? Because again, we can talk about it and we can come up with a game plan and I can help you see the way, but it's up to you to take that step. It's up to you to do it. I cannot do it for you. There's this whole push for, at least online, done for you products and services, which are nifty to get a specific tiny result. But for the things that really matter in our life, there is no such thing as a done for you. People will have nannies and other people raise their children and then get upset because their children don't turn out the way they think that they should. Well, guess what? You can't outsource personal relationships. You can't outsource, child rearing. You can get help with it, but you can't shirk all the responsibility and then expect a different result than what you've put into something. If you put nothing into it and your kids don't want anything to do with you because they were raised by the nannies or whatever, and you don't have any relationship with them, you can't be upset about that. I know my sister actually had a nanny for her son, and she was upset that, her son was closer in relationship to her nanny than to her. Well, if you don't spend any time with people and build a relationship, of course, people are going to still build their own relationships. So we have to know that we always get what we expect. It's hard, but we always get what we expect. So we need to make sure our expectations are what we want to create and achieve in our lives. So other people's responsibility. Sometimes we can make things other people's responsibility in our businesses and in our lives and in our endeavors to create and achieve what it is that we want in life. We can delegate things. There's a difference between delegating something and not being responsible for it. Guess what? When you own a business, when you're in higher levels in a management, even for a corporation or organization, you are always responsible for what the people that report to you do, what they say, how they behave. If there is a quality defect or an illegal activity or like sexual harassment or something that goes on in your organization. I used to have like 1,000 people in my organization, and if any one of them were to do something illegal, immoral, or wrong, guess what? They would get punished for it. But guess what? So would I, because I was responsible and should have known. There's lots of laws on the books that say you should have known, and even if you didn't know, you should have known, and then you can get punished just like the person that committed the crime. So we want to make sure that we're really being responsible for the things that we are responsible for. Guess what? No one on the planet is responsible for your life but you. Each and every one of us are responsible for our happiness, our joy, our success, our experiences, our feelings. And sometimes we don't want to be responsible for our feelings because we're like, I just feel this way. I just feel depressed. I just feel angry. I just feel upset. I just feel like I don't have any control in the world. But those are our choices. Those are our responsibility, because one person in the exact same or worse situation than us can have a totally different perspective and mindset and life and approach to the same exact problem we're having. And you can list anything on the planet. I was abused. I had cancer. I died. Whatever. And there are not just one or two other people that have gone through an almost horrible but almost similar exact situation. I learned that along the way, along my life, because I've had lots of challenges. Some challenges that people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that you're even still sitting here talking, because that is something that would have killed me. And we're all different, right? Based on our experiences. And I say the tough experiences are the ones that matter the most. They're the ones that make us stronger. So today's fun challenge was about sharing something with other people. So we're going to go out and share with other people just for the fun of it today. And then we're going to share what we shared in the comments below the fun challenge. Supersize Your Business was about skating on thin ice, which is a great idiom. Ralph Waldo Emerson used it in, I believe it was Prudence, in like 1841. And prior to that, of course, it's been around for a long time. It was where skating was founded in and originated in Holland, now known as the Netherlands. That's where it comes from. But a lot of people have used skating on thin ice. I have used skating on thin ice. I guarantee I've told my kids they were skating on thin ice when they were younger and doing something that I didn't like, that I thought was either dangerous, which I guess I was one of those alarmist mothers that was always warning my kids that they were going to die or get killed by something, which I can totally see because I do it with my granddaughters sometimes. I'm like, oh my God. They're like, Mom, have you listened to yourself? And I forget. Then they remind me. So working on that, getting ready for the holidays. Christmas is next week already, and I can't believe it. But I get to spend 2 amazing days with my granddaughter, so I'm excited about that over her Christmas break because her mom still has to work. So that'll be fun. And we have, believe it or not, COVID or no COVID, relatives coming from Florida. My niece is in, and her husband, my nephew, are in the military, and he is deployed, we don't know where, somewhere in the world. He's deployed right now over Christmas, so they're actually going to come up to Wisconsin for Christmas from Florida. So I don't know if they're excited about that, but we are very excited about that. Haven't seen them for a couple of years. Actually, I don't think I've seen. Oh, I've seen them. They were up to the cabin, but it seems like forever since I've seen the kids. So it'll be fun to see them and their mama. That's it. If I can help you in any way, ask, hit me up in the comments below, especially if you're struggling and you're like, I frickin' don't know what to do right now. I feel like I've got no place to turn. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a shrink, I'm not a psychologist, but I've got 47 years of corporate and different business experiences. You know, from the time I was 13, I've had a business on the side, at least, while I was going to school, while I was in college, while I was in corporate America. I had a business on the side all the time during that time. Always have. I guess I learned that from my dad. He worked at 3M his entire career once he graduated from college, but he also was very entrepreneurial and always had different businesses going on the side, ranging from, you know, real estate to rodeos to selling Christmas trees and fireworks. It was crazy fun and crazy educational, and it's framed my perspective and the way I look at things, probably not differently than everybody, but different than a lot of people that have had different experiences. And that's the power in communicating and building relationships with one another, is we can build on and help one another understand things and see things in ways that we personally have never experienced. You know, this whole pandemic, I am learning and growing, and politics, I'm learning and growing and seeing things that I never saw before. Guess what? Because I wasn't paying any attention. I was just busy working or running through my life and doing my own thing and not paying attention in some areas and aspects to the bigger picture of the world around me. And if I want to make the world a better place, which I do want to make the world a better place with what it is that I do and how I serve people here, then I need to pay a little bit of attention, right? All right, have an amazing day. If I can help you, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow to, just fill you in on what am I doing as I transition from the offline to the online world. Take care.